There was once a man who used to be small and skinny, and because of that, he actually got into the gym and started being consistent. But then he started to realize that he was struggling to gain muscle on his back. And the problem is that he goes to the gym on back day, and during the workout, he just can't really feel his back muscles being targeted. And so then after working out, he goes home, and his back never really gets sore, or has any sort of effects of ever being targeted in the gym. And so his back muscles stay small, and he maintains his skinnier appearance forever. In general, back muscles are one of the more difficult muscle groups to grow. And trust me, I've definitely been there. And so in this video, I came up with 3 criteria necessary in order to build a V-taper back. And I'm going to explain it as efficiently as I can so that I don't waste any of your time. But before jumping in, I want to quickly mention that if you're interested in maximizing your muscle growth in an efficient amount of time, I would highly suggest that you go check out my full bodybuilding guide, which you can find in the first link in the description down below. In this guide, I've included some of the best training, best workout, best exercises, best nutrition, even just general lifestyle habits that I think you would find valuable. Once I gain your trust, I would suggest you go check it out. First link down below. So in this video, I have come up with only 3 very simple criteria that is necessary for building a V-tapered back. And if you nail all 3 of these criteria, you will build a V-tapered back. I promise you. And that's assuming you get the proper nutrition and rest, which I've made a video on that, which I'll link in the description down below. So let's go ahead and start with the very first criteria, which is exercise selection. Now, obviously, exercise selection is mainly subjective because everybody is built differently, but there are, I think, 6 exercises that I think you should definitely try out. And I broke them up into 3 exercises that target your lats and 3 exercises that target your mid-upper back. So the first 3 for lats are going to be pull-ups, which are a great body weight workout, which really destroy the lats. Now, if you can't do many pull-ups on your own, that's okay, because the next exercises that I've listed on here is lat pull-downs, which is basically a machine that mimics pull-ups, but you can adjust the weight on it, and it's perfect for those of you who may not be able to do many pull-ups at once. And then we also have dumbbell rows, which are great because they're very versatile. You don't really need to use a machine for these. You can do them anywhere pretty easily. And then the 3 exercises that are great for targeting the mid-upper back are seated rows, which are great because obviously they target your mid-upper back, but also they target your lats a little bit as well. And then bent over barbell rows target your mid-upper back and also have some emphasis on your lats, very similar to seated rows. And then finally on this list, we have T-bar rows, which target your mid-upper back, and honestly are my personal favorite. So obviously you can do any of these exercises if they work well for you, but again, I listed them because I feel like everyone should try them out. I think all 6 of these exercises are great for building a V-tapered back. They may not be for everyone, but I would definitely suggest you try them out. They are quite simply the best of the best back workouts, I think. And now on to criteria number 2, which is form. And a major reason why many lifters struggle to feel their back being targeted during back day is because their form simply sucks. And to be honest, that was my issue for quite some time. So the most important part about nailing perfect form is controlling the eccentric, or the negative part of the movement. So for example, on lat pull downs, you obviously pull down on them, and the negative part is letting it go back up. The eccentric, or the negative, like we just mentioned, is the most important part of any movement. So this can be paired to any movement you do, even outside of back workouts. So obviously, along with controlling the eccentric, which we just said is the most important part of any movement, you also have to make sure that you're doing the full part of every movement too. So let's use lat pull downs for example again. Bringing the bar all the way down to your chest for as many reps as you can do, and then control the eccentric on every one of those reps as well. Doing a full set of reps where you do the full movement and control the eccentric will result in an absolutely amazing set. But how many reps do you actually need to do? And do you go all the way to failure? Or even past failure? Well, that's where I'll begin to discuss the 3rd point of this criteria for building a V-tapered back, which is training to failure and doing half reps or even drop sets past failure. There's often a lot of debate in the fitness community of whether or not you should actually be training all the way to failure. And honestly, my answer to that is that you should absolutely train to failure, and more often than not, train past failure on every single set that you do. It's just so stupid to me, really, that so many people out there genuinely believe that it's pointless to go all the way to failure. You should be training to failure every single chance you get, because that's going to be how you devote as much energy as you can to building muscle. And that's also how you're going to build this thick V-taper back, is going all the way to failure, using as much energy and destroying as much muscle as you can, is going all the way to failure. And like I said, more often than not, going past failure by using drop sets or half reps past failure. So let's go ahead and recap on the 3 criteria that we discussed today. Number 1, choosing a good exercise selection, sort of like the 6 that I mentioned today. 2, focusing on form, basically doing the full movement, but more importantly, focusing on controlling the eccentric or the negative part of the movement. And finally, doing every working set to failure, and more often than not, doing half reps past failure or doing drop sets past failure. That's how you can actually destroy the muscles even more after you've already reached failure. And obviously this is assuming that you're getting the proper rest and nutrition, which again, like I said, I've already made a couple videos on that, which I will link in the description down below. And with that being said, I covered everything that I promised to cover today in a very efficient time so I can make sure not to waste a lot of your time. And again, for more information on training, nutrition, and general lifestyle tips, you can check out my full bodybuilding guide in the first link of the description down below. And if you found this video valuable, make sure to drop a like and subscribe for more fitness content just like this video right here. And of course, go crush your goals, and most importantly, take care.